Hi guys, this is Clarissa, and you are here on our tax page looking for information. You may be a customer, you may be considering becoming a customer of our tax services, but either way it goes, we're glad that you have actually stopped by. And at this point, what I want to do for those of you who file your taxes, I want to share some tips that I have written down that I think are very vital to understanding your tax situation at all times, okay? Now, it's very easy for us to make money, right? Very, very easy to make money, but it's not always easy to understand money, especially when it comes to taxes, which happens to be the most expensive debt that we have as Americans. You know, imagine that. We've got taxes for everything. We've got personal taxes, man. We've got property taxes. We've got the spike of Social Security, Medicare tax. We've got grocery taxes, state income taxes, and we're just taxed all around. So it just kind of makes sense that as much as we can learn about taxes and how to take care of ourselves, that's what we actually want to do, right? So listen, I want to just share a few information with you that will hopefully help you in the long run become better at filing your taxes, and it may even save you some money. Now listen, this is not the only video that I am going to produce and have here. This is just only the first video of several tips that we're going to share, and we're going to be creating those and putting these and uploading these on our page. You will also be able to go to our YouTube channel and find these videos there as well, okay? So let's get started with my first tip, okay? My first tip is that you understand that the more money that you make, the more taxes you will pay, okay? Repeat after me. The more money you make, the more taxes I will have to pay. So you need to make sure that you do not overpay your taxes, okay? That can become quite expensive. I don't think anyone really wants to overpay their taxes. I often tell the group that I train how, you know, I don't desire to overpay my lights, gas, or water, or any other debt in my life. And so I certainly don't want to feel guilty or tied into thinking that I need to give the federal government more money than they ask me for. And as a matter of fact, the government actually publishes information to say, listen, we want you not to give us any more than necessary, because what could happen is you could actually keep that money during the year, pay down your debt or make investments or enhance your lifestyle. So the first thing I want to share with you as a working class citizen, or let's say this, you get a W-2 at the end of the year, right? Or at the beginning of the next year, so you can file your taxes. So as a W-2 worker, you are also accountable and responsible for your W-4 form. So I'm just simply going to click over here on this form so that you can see this form and understand that it is very important that you as a W-2 worker complete this form. I'm only going to read this information right here where it tells us that you should complete this form as often as things change in your personal financial situation, okay? And so that's your first tip. Make sure on your job that you go to this form, you guys, and that you complete this form every time there are some changes. Now, I will put out another video that will actually help you understand this W-4 form, but you can go to IRS and find this information, okay? The second tip I want to give you is, right along with this form is what is called the IRS withholding calculator. So if you really want to get good at making sure that you do not give too much money to the government and give yourself either a pay raise or sustain your income like it should be from month after month and week after week, then you're going to want to use this IRS withholding calculator. Listen, it's no secret. I just highlight this link up here. Just go to IRS and look for your IRS withholding calculator. And as you see, you'll have a whole page of information that you can follow very simply, and you can actually complete this information, okay? I want to remind you that I mentioned the W-4 form, and that's for our present W-2 workers. Those who are retired and you are getting retirement income, you will want to match that with your W-4P form. So you're going to want to complete that W-4P form and send that to your company that gives you, or the payee, or the payer that gives you your money, okay? And therefore, many of my clients will find themselves in a jam to where they're paying or owing the government at the time that they file their taxes, but you don't want to owe, you actually want to break even, which brings me to just letting you know that another tip is that when you file your taxes, everybody glorifies getting a return, but that return actually means that you overpaid. So this is why this is so important as your first tip, first understanding your income, because you don't want to overpay, and you want to understand that there's no glory in getting a tax refund, okay? That means that you're getting some of your money back that you paid or that you overpaid due to the lack of completing this W-4 form according to your filing status, okay? So I want to leave that right there with you, and then I want to just let you know that on this page right here, you can hit the withholding tax calculator, and you can begin to answer those questions, and you can estimate the taxes that you will have to be responsible for, or your estimated tax liability on your income. And incidentally, this is also the income of your spouse, okay, or significant other. Now, there are other tips I want to give to you, so stay with me for a moment. And that is, make sure that you report all of your income during tax season, okay? That income includes all of your W-2 forms from every job that you have worked, okay? It also includes reporting your 1099 income. See, what I found is that there are some people that think that because they go and do a little side job, that they don't have to pay any taxes on that money. Well, it depends on what company you're with, because if they're going to write those taxes off that they paid you, they're going to write off that what they paid you, then if it's $500 or more, you're going to end up receiving a 1099 form, which is for independent contractors or self-employed people. Let me give you an example. For instance, say for instance, you contracted with a Walgreens and you're going to mow their lawn, and you make over $500-600 annually in mowing their lawn, but yet you still have a full-time job. Well, you're still going to be responsible for taking that income and submitting that to your tax preparer so that they can send this information in. If you do not, IRS will remind you that you owe them, okay? They will remind you that you owe taxes on this, okay? And for another video, this is what we do here at Shekinah Services. We help you strategize with your deductions, okay? And so you can see us about that. The next tip I want to give you is, if you're going to itemize, okay? Say for instance, you are an independent contractor and you're going to itemize, how about you keep good records? It's required of you not to play guessing games with IRS. You're going to want to keep good records, okay? Incidentally, Shekinah Services does have a software program for keeping your records. You can see us about that, and it's a very small fee, and you can hook that up and we can show you how to keep your records. But you need to know that the burden of proof is on you. It is not on your CPA. It is not on your EA. It is not on your tax professional. Wherever you go, it's on you. So if you're going to submit any information as an itemized tax filer, you are to back it up with records, okay? Another tip I want to give you before, I think I got 2 more tips that I want to share with you. Okay, this one is, file your taxes in a timely manner. Okay, there are fees attached to late filing. Okay, sometimes people get extensions, but that does not stop you from having to pay that late fee. Okay, for filing late. So you want to save as many dollars as possible when it comes to your money, right? And so whatever you can do to get those taxes filed. Now, listen, here's the mentality of people is they'll say, well, I'm not getting a big tax return, so I don't need to file, or I don't need to file on time. You need to file on time. And if you don't get a big tax return, say thank you. Say thank you. That means that you have completed your W-4 form properly, or you have initiated your tax deductions like they are supposed to be. Pay your tax preparer for preparing those for you. And if you broke even, then actually that is the goal that you should have if you understand taxes, okay? Finally, I want to say this on behalf of all tax preparers: make them happy. The way to make us happy is that you have all of your documentation in order, okay? I tell you what, I just don't like it when people come in and they see us and they just throw us a lot of information and say, hey, here it is. I'm sure you're going to take care of it. Listen, that will get you some more fees, okay? Because that's record keeping, that's managing your business. And if you want to make us happy so we can do a really good job for you, line up your income documentation, your health forms, when it comes to your retirement forms and your records and your identification, like your social security cards and your driver's license. Make sure they're updated. And then finally, your due diligence form, okay? That's going to make us some happy campers. So I hope that you have enjoyed these tips. We will, from time to time, be adding different information here so that you can actually make sure that your tax season goes well and that your money is in your pocket. All right. Thank you for dropping by and listening to these tips. Bye-bye now.